Hey guys, I know it has been a very long time since my last video. I checked the date on it, it was January 8th. So it has been well over 9 months since my last video, and a lot has happened in that period of time. A lot has changed. Um, as far as what you guys might be most concerned with, um, I am doing this video from my bed. I have been um, reduced to being bedridden, and very little outside of my bed things happen as far as like getting in my power chair and stuff. I don't have the upper body strength to really stay seated up and upright without leaning over, falling over. So when I am in my power chair, I have to keep it tilted backwards to keep me from falling out of it. Uh, that has been a big reason why I haven't done a more recent video. Um, a lot of internal mental struggle, depression, over the fact that I'm now in bed and um, trying to live and cope with that. Shortly after I made the transition to the bed, though, I lost Gabe. Gabe had, excuse me, uh, Gabe's mother wanted him to come back home, and that was very short notice, and a lot of stuff I won't get into about it, but as far as why it happened, suffice to say, it put me in a very awkward position of not knowing if I was going to a nursing home or if I could find someone to stay here, or if one of my parents was going to retire. Whatever. There's a lot of things that happened, and suffice to say that I do have a live-in caretaker now as a friend of the family through my sister, and his name's Brad. He's been here since February, and Gabe left right around Valentine's Day. Don't remember the exact date, but he's been here. Things are going great. He's a big sports fan, unlike Gabe, so I've got someone to watch wrestling with every week, and he's an encyclopedia of anything you could think about to do with wrestling. As well as football, and then he watches a ton of other sports that I don't care to watch. But all that is going well. Like I said, physically, I'm not the best off. I've dealt with a lot of depression and, in the beginning, anxiety over being stuck in bed. The first couple of weeks I had panic attacks because I couldn't sit up or lean over my knees or do it movements I was accustomed to doing when I was in the chair. I do have physical therapy. It's not a very successful mission. They are looking into putting me into a rehab center and to spend weeks, if not maybe a month or two, there with concentrated physical therapy, trying to re-stretch my arms out. I've always said my left arm was like a chicken wing. My right arm is getting there. It's I can't straighten it fully out anymore. It's probably got about a 45-degree tilt coming inward, so I can go past 90 degrees out, but I can't go straight out. And the strength in my hands has gotten a little bit better with the physical therapy. There was a period of time where I was unable to feed myself. I couldn't hold the utensils properly. So I've gotten that back. It's also given me the ability to light a cigarette again on my own. For a while, I was keeping a candle lit in front of me so I could light it off of that. But I shouldn't be smoking anyway, but it's the only vice I got left. So, I've been wanting to do a video for a couple of months now, and it's taken me a little while to get things organized. Like I said, right now I'm in bed, and I'm in an uncomfortable position, sitting almost as straight up as I can get, and I've got a green screen fold-out thing that I got stuck behind me to put the the scene behind me, so that you're not staring at a hospital bed with pillows and stuff like that. Um, uh, there's been a lot of back and forth with my mental state, probably around March. Besides being on the anxiety medication they put me on to calm me down, I still take that every day whenever I go to sleep. I'm on lorazepam. They had put me on Lexapro, and that turned me into a non-motivated bump on a log zombie, and I dealt with that for probably about 3 or 4 months, and then I was trying to get back into writing, and I realized I couldn't access either the vocabulary or the emotion inside to write what I wanted to write about. And of course, my poetry and stuff is very dark. And I've gotten more into writing lyrics, which has also led me into writing music. Now, at the end of this video, I'm going to put a song on that I wrote with the Music Maker program, and I can't obviously play instruments anymore, but everything in there is authentic. It's me, and the song itself tells a story. Song's title is called Ophelia's Wet Dress, and that's not going to make sense to a lot of people right at first, so I'll explain it. Ophelia was the female interest of Hamlet in the play Hamlet, Shakespeare, and through the course of her role in the story, she goes from being fairly content to being super happy getting together with Hamlet, and then Hamlet, of course, tells her to go to get thyself to a nunnery, meaning that he was done with her, and his depression and stuff had caught up with him so much that he didn't want anything to do with her and pushed her away. And that drove her to commit suicide by drowning. And so Ophelia's Wet Dress is what the whole song is. Like, this is the dressing to the story. And the song, as you'll hear it, it's done like a regular rock song, with an opening, verse section, chorus section, verse section, chorus section, solo, and then the end of it is kind of chaotic, and that's her dealing with her end. But you really gotta listen to it and kind of think about it in that vein, where I'm trying to write the song as the emotions of this person throughout her story arc in Hamlet. So creatively, that's the best thing I can come up with right now, what to do with myself. I can't do a lot, but that has definitely been something, and I've been having a lot of fun playing around with it. It's taken me a while to figure out how to use all of it, get the different effects to work and stuff, and it's still not a great recording. I'm not a music producer, so I don't really know how to control all the different pieces to it. If you are a music producer, let me know. But besides that, I'm also now that I got the music done, now I'm trying to go back and write the lyrics for the song. I don't know that I'll be able to sing it, but I used to love singing. That's something I want to get back into. The other thing I'm going to do as far as videos, I think, if I can figure out how to do this, is to put my other recordings where I used to sing. I used to do videos for it, and I'll go pick some of the better recordings that I did, and try to put those up. And again, if you guys remember, this whole video thing is really a diary, I guess, to leave to Gabe. As many people as I've talked to have found my thoughts helpful or were concerned about my thoughts and wanted to speak to me about them. It's all good. It's all part of it. And when so these video things that I'm going to put out, again, are going to be for his benefit as well as anyone who wants to hear me sing, but that's not required. Let's see, I guess back in March, my therapist had to retire, and he was going to retire, he's going to take care of his wife. He's 73, I think, and I think his wife's like 71. And his name is actually Dr. Strange. That's the coolest thing I think that's happened in my life in the last several years. But anyway, so whenever he left is when I got on the medication and stuff, and then after now getting off of it, I'm now also very much a kind of an emotional wreck. Not day to day, but scene to scene. I could be watching a movie, and if the music swells up a little bit, my eyes get watery. If I've seen a movie 1,000 times, and if something is supposed to have an emotional tone to it, I get it, and eyes get watery. I watched Father Stew the other night, and I've been thinking about doing movie reviews, whether or not it's movies I've seen before or movies I've already seen, just whatever. Trying to think of other things I can do doing videos. And I was watching Father Stew, and that movie, if you have not seen it, it's on Netflix. It is an amazing reflection of how I've seen myself, with a very different end to it, of course. I don't want to spoil it, but watch it, tell me what you think, and if doing movie reviews or something like that is something, or reactions is something you think you might want to see me do, give me some encouragement, maybe that's something I can do, or music. I'm just trying to do whatever I can to keep myself busy and to keep my eyes off just watching TV, because from my bed, I've literally been staring at the same wall with the same TV on it, that up until recently was just with my gray walls. I've since gotten tired of staring at gray walls in a TV, so I bought a bunch of black light activated posters, tapestries, that are like 5 foot by 7 foot. I have a couple of those, and some 3 foot by 5 foot, just trying to cover my space directly in front of me. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to. Not a whole lot of sorry, I was checking the camera to make sure it was still running. Not a whole lot to go into at any great depth. Suffice to say that Gabe is now on a different schedule with me. I only get to see him during the summer. I had him 1 month, gone a month, back a month, and then I get him Thanksgiving, Christmas, and spring break, and that's it. After having the last year with him every day except for when he would go home to go see his mom for those holidays. So it's been a difficult transition having my son here who wouldn't watch sports, but we would watch movies and TV shows and stuff, and as well as getting to vicariously play video games through him. Like, I would buy games that I wanted to see or I would want to play, and I would have him play it just like I watch the story fold out. Most recently of those two were Red Dead Redemption 2 and God of War. Of course, I was never really a big gamer. I've gotten more into gaming since I've stopped playing video games because of Gabe. So retroactively, we went back to some old games that I had never played because I didn't have a PlayStation or whatever, and I wanted to see them. So, yeah, as for me right now, I am doing okay. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even finish my thought. So Dr. Strange, I called him up here just a few days ago, and wanted to see if how he was doing, and if he could refer me to someone who did the traveling stuff where they would show up to my house. And he didn't know of anyone, but said that he himself had come out of retirement. He had misjudged how much money he was going to need, and so he kind of went back to work part-time, and he offered to pick me back up. So as of this past Monday, and now I have him going, and this is kind of why I finally pulled the trigger on doing the video. Was I want to get motivated, and I bought a laptop so I could do things here, but I bought it 3-4 months ago, and I haven't done a video yet. At the same time, I bought the green screen that's behind me, and the camera I was using is no longer working properly. I can't get the date, time stamps, all that stuff to go off. Yes, I've gone through the menu. I can get it off when it's not connected to the computer, but when it is connected to the computer, they come back on even though the menu says they're off, and I can't figure out how to get them away. So that was another reason why I haven't done a video in the last 4 months since I bought all this stuff. So I just got this new webcam, and we'll see how this video goes. But I'm not in my office with the proper lighting and all that stuff, so this is me forcing myself to do something rather than trying to make this a great looking video. And several of you have reached out to me in the last several months asking when I was going to do another video, and of course I had excuse after excuse as to why I didn't do it. So hopefully you're still hanging around and you're here for this. So like I said, I'm going to keep this short, and know that I am going to be trying to do these more often, whether it's a MS Diary video, or it's one of my political videos, or it's a reaction video, or it's me putting up videos that I recorded with myself doing singing. Content is hopefully going to be coming out a lot faster and quicker. It can't be any slower, but hopefully get it up and going for you guys, if for only doing it for myself, but hopefully some of you guys will enjoy it as well. So I do thank you for being patient. If you're watching this now, know that your comments and responses are a big reason as to why, and a motivation for me to get back into doing this. So for those of you who have reached out, you know who you are. I love you, and I will see you guys in the next video. Alright, you guys take care.